can mindfulness help us cultivate emotional intelligence? Well, first of all, mindfulness practices help us become very aware of what's going on for us at any given moment on all levels of our being, our thoughts, our emotions, our spiritual state, our physicality, our body, all of the components that shape who we are. Mindfulness lets us become really aware of what's happening. It also lets us cultivate compassion for whatever we're experiencing. Right? I find whenever I fight against an internal reaction, it just gets stronger, right? Can we learn to meet with our experience, whatever's happening, with some tenderness and some compassion? Mindfulness also lets us learn to be in the present moment. Very often we're either ruminating about what's already happened or we're anxious about what's going to happen in the future. But really all we have is right now. So mindfulness helps us learn to be in the present moment. Once we cultivate all those things, mindfulness practices let us create a pause between a gut reaction to something and a more intentional response. So we all have gut reactions to things that go on in our lives. That's natural. But the question becomes, are our gut reactions aligned with who and how we want to be in the world? If they are, great. If they're not, then that pause lets us decide more intentionally how we want to engage. It gives us more choices, right? So that we can we can respond in a way that actually aligns with how we want to be in the world. So mindfulness practices can help us do all that and more. But we have just a tiny bit of time in this video, so I want to go on and lead us through a practice. One thing I want to say about this practice is that it'll be very short to stay within the time frames of this video, but I invite you, once you get the basic structure, to do it on your own and lengthen the time. Maybe 5 minutes, maybe 7 minutes, to give yourself some real time to sink in and reflect. Now that said, one of the things to remember about mindfulness practices is that consistency is really more important than length of time. So it's more important that you do something 5 minutes a day every day than that you do something for 5 hours one day a week. Okay? So go ahead and find a quiet space where you won't be interrupted. And either stand or sit or lie down, whatever feels comfortable for you. And take some good breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. You can close your eyes or you can just soften your gaze. And imagine you're drawing energy up from the core of your feet all the way into your heart center. Sending that energy back down when you exhale, like you're growing roots. Inhaling up from the core of the earth to your heart center. And exhaling back down, creating this pulsation of energy that can ground you. And from that grounded place, let's do a check-in. How's your mood right now? Are you happy, joyous, sad, anxious? What's going on for you right now? And how do you know that? What's telling you that that's your mood? Breathe into your heart center. Can you meet whatever you're experiencing with some compassion? It's okay to be feeling how you're feeling. What thoughts are going through your mind? And can you just kind of notice them without getting lost in them or caught up in the storyline? Keep coming back to your breath to anchor yourself in the present moment. And just notice what your thoughts are. How about your body? How's it feeling right now? Are there any parts of your body that feel really good? Any parts that are calling out for attention? And just notice that. Coming back to your breath. Are there any other parts of your being that are calling out for notice? Something that wants you to notice them? And can you be present with whatever's going on with some compassion? And then let all of that go. Come back to your breath, inhaling as though you're drawing up from the core of the earth into your heart center. Exhaling, sending energy back down. Coming back to your grounding. Taking your place in the universe. And when you're ready, come back to the room. You can open your eyes if you need to. Bring your awareness to external circumstances again. Just take a minute to adjust. So that's just one very short practice. There are many mindfulness practices out there. Some are going to resonate with you, some aren't. I invite you to explore the ones and find the ones that work for you so that you can really begin building this muscle. And that mindfulness capacity will really help strengthen your emotional intelligence. Thank you for joining me.